points in Game 4 with a Phoenix High 27 points. His first points since the first quarter. Screen by Thomas, the drive by Parker, and a rejection by Shaq, which is called a goaltending count the 2.
Shaq's got to get there one step sooner. That was a goaltend, but he's got to get there one step sooner and force Tony Parker to kick that ball out to a shooter.
Diao again. Finley is there. Thomas with a little help defense rotating over. Parker once again. That's a foul. It's on Steve Nash. Number 1, make it number 2.
They ruled it's
24 seconds.
He's played a lot against Tim Duncan in the past. Obviously, when he was with the Lakers and the Lakers and the Spurs had those great playoff runs against each other. So these guys know each other's games very well. And Shaq made a nice defensive play and then saved the ball. This is going to be a...
Well, Finley just checked out with his 4th personal foul, and they brought in Udoka. And a shove and a foul on Udoka. He picks up his 3rd foul with 9:31 to play in the 3rd.
The importance now watching how quickly the Suns get in the penalty, but that can also be a blessing and a curse if you're not going to make your free throws.
Good point. 6'8" Diao. Shot clock at 3. Diao against Udoka, snaps it to Stoudemire, freezes it into Shaq, and a shot clock violation. Will not count. The idea was good. The execution was great. The timing just wrong.
Now, Amari Stoudemire, though, he's got to start looking for his shot. He's taken, 9 shots, I guess 10 shots in the game tonight, but they're playing him at the foul line to play off Boris Diaw. And he's been very passive here, looking for that quick shot or that lane to get to it. Kurt Thomas once again, and that's the offensive rebound that Mike D'Antoni talked about. They could not give up.
Udoka's on Nash. Nash over Parker. Rebound by Udoka. Outlet to Tony Parker. Tony Parker's got 5 assists tonight. Game high 22. Screen by Duncan. Knocked out Diao. Out to Udoka. Over Bell for 3. Missed it all. Duncan will try to save. Stepped out of bounds. Back to the Suns.
We talked about Udoka's three-point shooting going into tonight's game. He was 0 for 7 in the series. He did hit a 3 early in the first half. That one was woefully short.
Stoudemire over Thomas. Missing wildly there. The rebound by Udoka.
That's out of his range. That's not a good shot from Mark. That's not being aggressive.
Duncan the screen. Parker took it down low. Bell's on Udoka. Screen by Thomas. Pick and roll with him. Over Bell. For Thomas. Rebounded by Shaq. He did a good job blocking out Duncan's attempt to get that loose ball. And Shaq has claimed 7 rebounds. Diao. Stoudemire into Duncan. That's what he's got to do right there. You called it, Doug.
Now that's being aggressive. Get down in the paint and go to work. Don't be a jump shooter at 22 feet. I mean, Tim Duncan would love for you to stay out there all night.
See points in the paint. Spurs by 6. Parker into Shaq. He drew the double. Duncan drifting outside. Picked up by Stoudemire. Good defense by Stoudemire, but he didn't stick with it. Duncan did. And Tim Duncan puts in his 18th point of the game. Nash does not have an assist yet. Stoudemire with the hearty drive. Rebound by Duncan. Parker the other way. Stoudemire must have heard you, Doug. He's trying to get his game going.
He has to get that paint and go to work for the Suns. That's where he does his damage.
As a screen, Diao is the one who was blocked out. And the foul goes on Boris Diaw, picking up his 2nd personal foul. Here comes Ginobili, Doug, and look at what the time is. We're just under 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes gone in this 3rd. A little bit later than normally we've seen, but again, he's got the 3 fouls.
And let's follow this up because David Aldridge said the Spurs know how much they need him. They're going to go to him early. So let's see if they get the ball in his hands here and maybe let him go to that screen roll game that he's so good at, working off Duncan from the top.
Ginobili for Bowen. Duncan a screen on Diaw. That opens up the shot for Parker. Rebound by Amari Stoudemire, and he collects his 8th rebound with 11 points. Diaw's got 14. Only 2 players in double figures for the Phoenix Suns. Shaq is 1 of 5. Into Duncan. Boy, Duncan played him well. Duncan has the rebound. He's collected 11. Duncan's got the double-double. San Antonio off to a 3 of 10 shooting third quarter. O'Neal with a little touch foul on the face, and a foul right there back. You got 10. That wasn't little. It was right in his eye.
I was going to say that's easy for you to say when Shaq hits you in the face.
Well, little. It looked like a tap, but it was obviously right in the eye, and that's a foul. Number 3 on O'Neal.
That's sort of like minor surgery. Right. That's when it's on somebody else.
You, right?
Well, Shaq, what he tries to do is get a hand up and try to discourage him. He slaps at the ball there, and then he reaches up and does get Tim in the face. Let's see if Ginobili goes to work here.
We'll pick and roll with Thomas, driving out Stoudemire. Diaw off the Nash. Into Diaw, sliding by Ginobili. First assist for Steve Nash.
That's when the Suns are good, when they're out running like that. That time Diaw filled that lane beautifully.
There's Ginobili right into Shaq, and that is a foul. As we go back just a few moments to that fast break by the Phoenix Suns, Doug, their first fast break points since midway through the first quarter. A third, make it a 4th. Foul has gone on Shaquille O'Neal as we compare again the big 3 for each team.
That's why I said that I think that Barbosa and Diaw and Bell are so important to this team, especially with, Steve Nash is 2 for 9, but he's never really been in the rhythm this game tonight, as witnessed by, that being his first assist. And Steve is so used to having that ball in his hands and coming down and probing, and the Suns feel like they have a great matchup with Diaw, but Steve has got to get in a better rhythm here if they're going to win this game.
Alberto for Thomas. Giricek for Shaq. Double team. Parker had it knocked away. I think Stoudemire got a hand on it. 2-on-1 with Giricek. Ginobili playing with the foul issues, and an easy 2-on-1 break right there. Gordon Giricek began with Utah, was traded to Philly. He was let go, and he was a late season acquisition by the Phoenix Suns.
Well, with all said and done, as many free throws as the Suns have missed, they're hanging in this game down only 4, trying to make a push.
Alberto. Diaw tangles with Duncan down low. Jump ball. With 5:14 to play in the third quarter. Both teams with carrying games. You can't say that about every quarter of every game. You would think you could say it in every game in the playoffs, but tonight it really seems to be the case.
Well, so much at stake. The San Antonio Spurs know that New Orleans has already won, and they do not want to go to Phoenix on Thursday night for Game 6. I can tell you that absolutely no way do they want to have to do that. They want to end this tonight, and Phoenix is saying, we win here tonight and get back to Phoenix. You can win that game in Phoenix, it's 3-3, and then you're looking at a Game 7 where anything can happen.
A 3 by Nash. Udoka with the defense. The rebound by Alberto. And he has now 3. Parker. Alberto with the screen on Raja Bell.
See Raja Bell now guarding Parker. That puts Giricek on Ginobili.
And Diaw on Duncan along with Stoudemire. Amari picks up the loose ball. He's got 9 rebounds. Diaw, Stoudemire into Duncan. Count it! And a foul. And Doug has been harping on that. A close-end shot. Stoudemire puts it down with 13 points. Clock at 4:45. And the Suns to within 2. Duncan picks up his 3rd personal.
Well, you can see now the Suns are pushing the ball. That time it was Boris Diaw and Nash pushing ahead, and then Amari Stoudemire finishing out on the break. So all of a sudden now Amari Stoudemire has gone to work in the lane. Does not get the free throws, so now it's become contagious. Everybody's missing them. 11 of 25, now 14 missed free throws for the Suns in a 2-point game.
Spurs have gone 12 of 12 from the free throw line. San Antonio is shooting 39.7% with the ball right there. A foul goes on Gordon Giricek, who picks up his first. Udoka and Ginobili with Oberto and Duncan and Tony Parker on the floor for San Antonio.
You know, this might be a little bit of a blessing right now for the Suns because you've seen the way Papa's going to the hack-a-shack. With him sitting, they cannot employ that strategy.
Ginobili has not shot all that well. Missing right there. Giricek with the defense. And the rebound was pulled down by Amari Stoudemire with 10. He's got a double-double. There's a foul on Udoka trying to stay with the elusive.
Oh, it's pouring now.
The drive is in on Stoudemire on the switch and a foul. Almost every possession, Parker climbs his way into the lane. We were just talking about that. Clock at 10:18. Foul for the 4th time on Amari Stoudemire. And here comes Parker to the free throw line. A perfect 8 of 8. His team has only missed one in 14 tries from the stripe. And the Diesel getting ready to check back in the game for Phoenix, who's been on the bench since the 5.5-minute mark of that 3rd quarter. And the Suns work their way back into this game. Parenting isn't easy. Watching TV's Funniest Family is this June. The big Engvall Show. Bill Engvall Show is back. Catch an all-new episode of the True Family Comedy. It's June 12th at 9, only on TBS. And Doug, you know what this show is.
That's very funny.
Oh. Now you're helping me out on promos. I love that, Coach. You're
Shaq back out on the floor. You run the risk if you get in this penalty real early and you start doing the hack-a-shack, and all of a sudden if a Barbosa or a Nash or a Bell get fouled, you get that early penalty. That could be very costly.
Switch. Parker's on Dion. Over Barry, it's Barbosa for 3. Shaq couldn't grab it, but Ori does.
I'd like to see Barbosa drive the ball more. He's not hitting the 3 ball. He's now only 4 of 17 from 3 in this series.
Shaq and Duncan. Defense by Shaq, and Duncan has gone 9 of 21.
Absolutely good defense. That time he forced Duncan to spin back. He kept that big body up against him and kept him off balance.
Here comes Diaw, wheeling his way into Robert Horry, and Diaw with 20.
I think the Spurs were hoping maybe that Horry could guard Boris Diaw. He's not going to be able to do it, so Greg Popovich is going to have to talk about this.
The world of basketball lost one of its favorite sons recently, Will Robinson. He was your coach, Doug, at Illinois State, the first black coach in Division I basketball in this country.
He was a man I loved dearly. Boy, did he mean so much to me in my life and helped chart the path. There's Coach Robinson later in his life, and I'm going to miss him, Coach. I loved you, and there's a lot of people here very sad that touched a lot of lives along the way, mine particularly. You heard Popovich talking about being too frenetic, and when Parker gets in the lane and he draws a lot of people, bad things happen for the Suns and good things for the Spurs.
First field goal for the San Antonio Spurs in 3.5 minutes. The drive by Bell, the rebound by Duncan. And here comes Tony Parker.
If I'm Mike D'Antoni, I use my timeouts wisely. Any kind of run at all by the Spurs, you've got to stop the game and the momentum tonight.
Pick and roll with Thomas. Double inside is Thomas. The defense collapsing on him. The feed came from Parker. And Kurt Thomas will be at the line with the foul going on Diaw, number 4.
See, when you force Shaq to step up that high, it leaves the basket area wide open. Boris Diaw, not a shot blocker. Now, if Amari's back there, he rotates over. And you're going to see Amari come in the game now. He has 4 fouls. Shaq has 4 fouls, getting money time, 8:31 to go here in the game.
They will inbound the ball, and it will come side out from Finley. It's Ginobili from Thomas. The defense by Giricek, and picked up by Raja Bell.
This crowd was waiting to explode. They're waiting for Ginobili to make a big shot.
He's 2 of 10. Nash is 2 of 10. Parker sticks right with Nash. Shot clock is down to 8. Screen by Stoudemire. Pick and roll with Stoudemire. Ginobili knocked it away. Here comes Parker.
Uh-oh, got to be real careful here. Real careful here. Raja Bell, sometimes his reputation precedes him.
I thought maybe too, Parker. He did. I think he twisted that right ankle, which...
You
into that ball.
You can ill afford a flagrant foul right now if you're the Phoenix Suns. It would totally change the momentum of this game. Raja Bell gets back, and a lot of times those are reputation flagrant. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to call it here.
Oh, Parker and Bell now, John, have to be separated by our official, Derek Stafford. Bell's third personal foul.
Well, Tony Parker is very upset. He felt like that Raja Bell got away with a very tough foul there. What you have to do in that situation is you got to gather yourself, step up and make your free throws. This game, you got one team fighting for their playoff life. Watch Raja Bell here now. He's going to come in there and hit Tony Parker. The fans here are seeing the replay. But again, Kevin, you've got one team fighting for their playoff life and another one trying to finish off the series. Tony Parker going to the line, so all of a sudden they're starting to miss free throws. Let's watch this play once again. A little elbow in the back there by Raja Bell. I think a game of this magnitude, the referees are going to be on top of every one of these situations.
And Parker from the line, 10 of 12. They sent Antonio High 24 points. Diaw leading the Suns with 20.
And with Diaw out of the game, that ball will be in Steve Nash's hands.
Oh, the alley-oop, and Shaq pounds it down with a jackhammer. Shaq's first field goal since midway through the second quarter. O'Neal's got 9.
Parker still does not have a basket outside the lane area. They got to force him to be a jump shooter.
Jiricek now comes out on Parker. The Duncan screen, the clock at 3. Duncan over Shaq. What a shot by Tim Duncan.
And Shaquille O'Neal actually got out and got a hand in that shot. That was a very difficult shot.
24 and 13 for Duncan. Nash to Stoudemire. Jiricek guarded by Finley. Duncan watching Shaq. Shaq tonight on the floor, 2 of 8.
Question's going to be here. Did Shaq hit that ball? It ricocheted off Tim Duncan. And then did Shaq get a piece of it? I think the referees ruled that he did. Mike D'Antoni does not agree with the call. That ball ricocheted off the hands of Duncan. Let's watch now. A very hard miss by Shaq. Duncan gets his hand up. Watch this now. He hits it. And it's hard to see right there, but the referee ruled that Shaq touched that ball.
Duncan the screen. Parker by Bell. Duncan with the rebound. Another screen. Parker to Duncan.
Good timeout here by Mike D'Antoni. You've got to manage this last 6.5 minutes. You've got to talk to your team. Again, an offensive rebound led to another field goal by Tim Duncan. Remember, I talked about it, Kevin. No costly mistakes if you're Phoenix here tonight. You cannot have lapses. You have to finish this game and make big plays. This time it's Duncan once again off the pass by Parker. The Spurs now on a 7-2 run. Phoenix has got to regroup.
Nash doubled by both Duncan and Thomas. Rebounded by Ginobili. Spurs at 39% from the field. Ginobili snakes his way and taken away by Stoudemire.
Another terrific defensive play. Back-to-back plays by Amari Stoudemire.
Suns shooting 42%. Down goes Parker. That means Nash is open up at 3. Rebounded by Ginobili. He now has 4 rebounds. Diaw picks up Parker at the other end. Thomas a screen. Down goes Parker. A trip by Stoudemire. Amari, number 5.
The Jiricek made it look like Kurt Thomas pushed him, and he fell, and when he did, he opened up the floodgates. So we have back-to-back tripping fouls there on Amari Stoudemire, and earlier we saw Shaq. Both of them have 5 fouls. Remember what I said, one of the keys going into the game was foul trouble by the Phoenix Suns big men. You see 5, 5, and 4 on Diaw, so Shaq is back in the game. Now with this happening, are they going to do the hack-a-Shaq? Remember now they're in the penalty. Are they going to foul off the ball and put Shaquille O'Neal on the line? If they make 2 of these free throws to go up 3, I would be shocked if San Antonio did not foul Shaq.
Shaq in for Jiricek. Parker at the line. Tony Parker has gone 11 of 13 from the stripe. San Antonio has only missed 3 free throws, 16 of 19. The Phoenix Suns.
See, Jacques Vaughn is coming in here. That's what he's going to do, Kev. He's coming in to foul. If I'm Mike D'Antoni, I get Shaq out right now on this play, so they can't do it.
Phoenix has missed 15 free throws tonight. Dave, what do you have?
Mike D'Antoni made it very clear the last few days he is not going to take Shaquille O'Neal out of the game. If there's a hack of Shaq late in the game, he says Shaq's going to have to step up and hit those free throws. I'm not taking him out. He's going to have to do it, guys.
Well, he's 5 of 14 tonight. Here comes Vaughn chasing Shaq, and there's the foul. Doug Paul. In the series, as Vaughn picks up his second, Shaq is 52% from the line, but tonight 5 of 14.
Now, if you remember, Kevin, in game 1, the Suns were up about 5. The Spurs started going to this. Mike D'Antoni took Shaq out for about a 4 or 5 minute stretch. When he came back in the game was tied, and the Spurs went on to win that game down the stretch. So this is where Shaquille O'Neal 5 of 14 from the line, and Mike D'Antoni putting a lot of faith in the big fella to step up and knock these free throws in.
Shaq has got 9 points and 7 rebounds.
That was a soft shot by Shaquille O'Neal, and the guy with the biggest smile in the building right now after Shaq is Mike D'Antoni, because to leave Shaq in right there, this is very risky, and Shaq has got to reward his coach by making his free throws, and he does.
And those 2 free throws end a San Antonio 6-0 run. Parker Ginobili, Duncan Finley, and Thomas, the San Antonio 5 on the floor. Duncan a screen. It was on Diaw. It's Parker. The rebound by Shaq, who gets it off to Nash.
Parker still has not made a shot outside the lane tonight. Everything has been in the paint.
Diaw double. Shaq is free. Look out! Shaq takes it inside hard. Stoudemire grabbed onto the ball, and Shaq built up ahead of steam, and a foul is called on Kurt Thomas, number 3.
Now remember now, Kev, you can only use this hack-a-Shaq strategy, fouling off the ball up until the 2-minute mark. Shaq with a little shake and go there and tried to get the little finger roll, so we'll see if he can step up. And
a seismic shake and go. Here comes Shaq at the line. The complete replays of Inside the NBA to exclusive interviews with NBA superstars, to the best analysis anywhere on the web. Visit TNT Overtime at NBA.com, where 40 games and 40 nights lives every day and every night.
See, one of the keys for Phoenix is, Kevin, is to be able to keep San Antonio off the foul line as Shaq makes his 3 out of 4. Because if the Spurs go to the foul line, you can run Jacques Vaughn in the game to give the foul. So if they can keep them off the foul line, you maybe take a little of that hack of Shaq out of the game.
8th tie of the game. Ginobili to Duncan. San Antonio 3 of 11 from the field in this 4th quarter. Shot clock is at 6. Duncan on Shaq. Shaq knocks it away. Shot clock at 2, and out of bounds it goes. 3 on the shot clock.
This is where, as a coach, you work on all these special situations. 3 seconds on the clock. The Spurs are a team that's been together a long time, so I would expect them to get a very good shot. Watch Ginobili. He likes to try to curl off this screen and catch this ball on the run and go to the basket.
Thomas's screen, so Ginobili tries to free himself from Bell, but Bell is right there fighting through the screen. Duncan by Shaq. Tim Duncan has put in 28 points and grabbed 15 rebounds, and the Spurs by 2. Diaw has got 20. He finds Shaq inside, diving in the paint, right into Duncan, and a foul on Tim Duncan.
That's where age has caught up with Shaq a little bit, Kev. He would used to have caught that ball and put 2 people in the basket with him as he dunked that ball. Just didn't quite have the lift there, and it's a good foul for San Antonio once again to put the big man on the foul line. He was now 8 of 18, but he has made 3 or 4.
Duncan with his 4th foul.
How about Shaq here? I tell you, Mike D'Antoni's got to be excited right now. He can keep Shaq on the floor to play against Tim Duncan. and the guy's making his free throw. So this is big for the Phoenix Suns.
Shaq is at 4 of his last 5 free throws.
Well, he's always said he makes them when he counts.
One-point game. Parker with the ball. San Antonio on top. Bell fights to the screen, tails Ginobili. Over Stoudemire, it's Kurt Thomas with the rebound collected by Duncan. Finley shakes the defense of Nash. Stoudemire fought through it and keeps it alive, and here comes Diaw. Nash the other way, 2 of 12 with 3 assists. Diaw picked up by Ginobili and doubled by Thomas. Nash with the Stoudemire screen for the lead. Nash puts it in. Suns hadn't scored from the field in 4.5 minutes.
How about Steve Nash? Was 2 for 12 before he made that shot. Now 3 of 13. We are in for an incredible finish.
Thomas a great screen. And Diaw shoves his way through, and Boris picks up his 5th. 2:55 to play in regulation. The Suns facing elimination. Nash right here trains one. He's got 8 points. He got it over the taller Kurt Thomas, and that pushes the Suns on top by 1 on TNT. Spurs.
And I felt like, based on the regular season stats, the guy that they could maybe do a job on is Ginobili, and he is 2 for 11 tonight. And how about Tony Parker? 7 of 18. He was 6 of 12 at halftime. So 1 of 6 in the second half for only 6 points. So this is going to be interesting here. Now let's watch. Kurt Thomas has got 2 free throws. Robert Horry is in the game
For Tim Duncan.
And I'm thinking Robert Horry's in the game to foul Shaq. There's 55 seconds left in the Hack-a-Shaq. And so if Thomas makes both of these free throws, let's keep our eye on to see if they try to take a foul on Shaq. It might behoove Mike D'Antoni to get him out of the game here.
He does, and
here
comes
for 55 seconds, so then you can't do it.
Right.
I think this is a great move here by Mike D'Antoni. You come in with a smaller lineup for 55 seconds. Now, see, Duncan is going to come back in because Robert Horry was in the game strictly to foul Shaq.
Tony Parker has struggled a bit, Doug, in the second half after being terrific in the first.
Well, he's not made a jump shot. I mean, the whole game, every shot he's made is in the paint, so you got to give some credit to Boris Diaw. The Suns have done a better job of clogging that lane in the second half. But, Kevin, I mean, you're a Phoenix Suns fan. I mean, you're looking right now at your season, 2:55 to go. Those people are praying that they're going to see their Suns again on Thursday night. And if you're the Spurs, you got these fans there saying, finish these Suns off. We do not want to have to see them again this season. So we got 2:55 with so much weighing here for both teams.
Thomas will be attempting his 2nd free throw of the series. None tonight. San Antonio 17 of 20 from the free throw line.
See, now Tim Duncan cannot come in now until time comes off the clock. Once you come off, there has to be a little time, so he's not able to come back in. So we'll see defensively here. You've got Robert Horry in the game and Kurt Thomas, so not a bad matchup there. You've got Kurt Thomas who can play Amari Stoudemire. The Suns have a small lineup on the floor, so you're going to see Duncan back in the game as soon as he can possibly get back in.
Finley, Ginobili, and Parker, the other 3 Spurs on the floor. Here at Shaq and Bell, Diaw and Nash, Amari Stoudemire, the Phoenix 5.
See, with the game this close, you can't have Bruce Bowen in because of his offensive deficiencies. This gives Nash a chance to work against Tony Parker. Let's see if he can take advantage.
Nash is 3 of 13. Stoudemire the screen. The double on Nash. The rebound clutched onto by Tony Parker. His 3rd.
See, the Spurs are not going to take time out here to get Duncan back in the game. They're just going to keep playing.
San Antonio with a 29% shooting 4th quarter. Into Garrett Jackets Parker. Outside Finley picked up by Nash. Shot clock is down to 6. Diaw is on Parker. A Thomas screen. Tony Parker.
First jump shot of the game. That's his first jump shot of the game. Big shot, Tony Parker.
Phoenix is shooting 30% in the 4th quarter. There was 3 on the clock when that shot was put down by Tony Parker. Nash for 3. Good! Nash puts in the triple. That ties ties the game at 85.
See, but Bowen can't play in a game like this because they can't play 4-on-5 offensively. So now you've got to make Parker guard Nash.
By Giricek, Parker to the rack, rejected by Stoudemire, a clean block. Nash had it put conquered by Parker. Into Nash for the lead. That's a shove and a Phoenix foul. Nash got a hand on him. And Nash picks it up. Number 3 on Steve.
Well, Tony Parker's first points outside the lane tonight are not from the free throw line, and then Nash comes back. Normally you got a bigger defender. Bruce Bowen coming in behind him, and Nash frees himself, knocks down the 3, and then the next time down the floor, a great defensive play by Parker to knock the ball loose from Steve Nash. And Tony Parker's missed some free throws here tonight, too. He's missed a couple. He has 12 of 14, so he shot him very well, but he's breathing very heavily at the line right now. Watch here is, it's actually Robert Horry, that long arm of Robert Horry that knocks that ball loose. I thought it was Parker, but you can just see the angst on the fans' face here. The one thing about the Spurs, I mean, this is not do or die for the Spurs. I mean, the worst thing that happens if they have to play a game 6 or 7, which they don't want to do, but for the Suns, it's win or go home.
Bowen for Finley, and Shaq has come in for Giricek. Parker with 29, 7 in this quarter. Diaw picked up by Ginobili. Screen by Diaw. Switch on defense. Nash looking inside for Stoudemire, right through his legs and through his hands.
Another costly turnover by Steve Nash. That's 3 here in about the last 4 minutes.
And Nash only has 3 assists. 5 Phoenix turnovers in this fourth quarter. Duncan the screen. Parker tailed by Diaw. Shot clock at 9. Another screen by Duncan. Duncan wide open. Late arriving Bell. Rebound by Shaq.
Mike D'Antoni says we want to go into Boris Diaw on the block against Ginobili. What defense are they going to Spurs going to play? Are they going to help?
They have a double.
And another
turnover by the Phoenix Suns.
You can't leave your feet to pass. That time they come down on a hard double team. Kevin, what did I say about costly mistakes about 3 minutes ago? We've seen 3 turnovers by Steve Nash and now by Boris Diaw.
Duncan the screen, Parker around Diaw. A cold-blooded shot by Tony Parker. A Nash turnover right here. Stoudemire couldn't find the handle. Then Diaw, a normally reliable passer, that sails out of bounds. And then Parker comes hitting his 31st point tonight. Got the screen. Diaw couldn't catch him. And the Spurs are 30 seconds away from closing out this series.
And Diaw 5 each. Push the tempo. Tony Parker, when he gets in the open floor, when he's done. And what about this, Kevin? This is critical. No costly mistake. The Suns have missed 17 free throws. They're 4 of 11 in the fourth quarter. They have 6 turnovers, and Steve Nash has 3 of them. So we'll see what they get coming out of this timeout. You don't need a 3. You need a quick score. Something going to the basket, a couple free throws. But if you dribble, penetrate, and kick out, and you got an open 3, you take it. But you don't need a contested 3 here. There's a lot of game left to be played.
Diaw and Bell, Stoudemire and Shaq, and Steve Nash on the floor for the Phoenix Suns. Ginobili, Parker, and Duncan.
Now, Mike D'Antoni, one of the best coaches in the league, in these kind of situations of drawing up plays and getting his team a good shot. Let's see if they execute.
Herb Thomas and Bowen, the other 2 San Antonio Spurs on the floor. Diaw guarded by Ginobili. Boris Diaw, quick 2 like you thought.
Well, they went right to a quick post-up, and now the Spurs are going to take timeout. That was way too easy. If you're Greg Popovich, Still 26 seconds to go. Remember now, the Spurs are not a great free throw shooting team. They have gone through stretches during the year where they have not shot them well either. So this is going to be very interesting down the stretch.
Diaw with 22 and 11 of 16 from the field. 2 important points right here.
That's basically the same play they ran the year that Boris Diaw hit that jump hook to beat Dallas in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals 3 years ago. I don't think that's enough time to play this out without fouling, because even if the Spurs took a 24-second shot clock violation, it only leaves you 2.2 seconds. So I'm thinking that Phoenix is going to go hard and try to get a steal. If not, they're going to have to take a foul. Now, Michael Finley is a great free throw shooter, but he's 0 of 3 from the floor tonight. Ginobili's a good free throw shooter. Tony Parker tonight has shot it well of 13 of 16. You see Duncan throwing the ball in. He's their worst free throw shooter at this point in time. So they want to get the ball in cleanly and then get it into the hand of a great free throw shooter.
Barbosa for Diaw and Henry for Thomas. They cut it in with Duncan finding Ginobili, and Raja Bell was there.
That was a high-risk play.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've got Tim Duncan under pressure, throwing the ball over a defender. Look at this right here, this play. I mean, that is a tough pass to make. Beautiful job by Duncan. Now can Ginobili step up? Here's a guy who's been quiet all night, 2 of 11. He is 1 of 1 from the line. And Kevin, if you're on the season, Ginobili is a 86% free throw shooter. And
in this series, Doug, 17 of 19 from the line as Bell just picked up his 4th personal foul. Each team with 2 20-second timeouts remaining.
See, with a 20-second timeout now for the fans at home, you can move the ball. It used to be on a 20-second, you can't. You can. Now you can move it. So with that said, the Suns, although they won't have enough time to talk about a lot of stuff in the huddle, you can move the ball to half court. So this last 26 seconds could be 4 or 5 possessions with these timeouts.
Diaw for Barbosa. And San Antonio Bowen in for Finley. Wow. Bell the rebound, 25.7 to play. Suns down by 2. They'll have the ball, facing elimination.
If you're San Antonio, a 2 only ties you. If you run down there and double team and you will leave a 3-point shooter, a Bell or a Nash, you run the risk of a 3-pointer beating you. So I'm assuming you're going to go back to Diaw, and it looks like they've got Kurt Thomas in the game now to go big to guard him.
It's Bell to Nash, knocked out of bounds by Bowen. It's off of Nash. It ricocheted off of Steve Nash. The defense by Bowen. Another turnover by Phoenix. 7 alone in this 4th quarter.
Greg Popovich very upset. He wanted to get the ball in bounds quickly so they could get it to Ginobili.
And he is handcuffed there. Nash and Bell combined on the defense of Manu Ginobili. 23.1 left in regulation.
Kevin, I hate to belabor it. Another turnover. Look at this. The pass. Bowen. Ooh, the ball goes off of Steve Nash. Let's go back to game 1. The 20 seconds with Finley. Up 3. You don't foul. You don't switch the play. You make a defensive mistake. Finley hits it. Sends the game into overtime. Duncan hits a 3. Sends it into double overtime. They win. The Spurs were able to execute under pressure. The Suns had a myriad of mistakes offensively and defensively in that game. That's why they're where they are right now. This would give them a 2-possession lead.
Here a check has come in for Shaquille O'Neal. 3-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. Ginobili at the free throw line, where tonight he is 3 of 4. Parker in for Ori. Four-point game.
They're not using their timeout because they only have 1 left. They got to hope they can score, foul, and then use their timeout.
Nash for 3 over Bowen. Rebound by Bell. Diaw. Garicek around Parker. Rebound Duncan. Duncan 2 of 3 at the line tonight. 28 points and 17 rebounds.
Kevin, Al McCoy, the great broadcaster for the Phoenix Suns, has a little saying he uses all the time when a guy shoots a three and rolls around and misses it. He always says, "Heartbreak Hotel." You know what? This is Heartbreak Hotel for the Phoenix Suns once again. It looks like they're going to get their heart broken once again by the San Antonio Spurs. There's the great David Robinson. And they're going to look back on this series, Kevin. Game 1 and Game 5. Critical mistakes down the stretch. They didn't handle their business. And the Spurs came up with big plays in both of those games. And that's why they're going to be eliminated.
At halftime, the San Antonio Spurs led by 9. Phoenix came back and took a 5-point lead. And then we've gone back and forth since. San Antonio on top, and it was a 55-27 season for the Phoenix Suns, who got Shaquille O'Neal in a trade with Miami in early February. But Doug, we repeated this a couple of times. This series might define this franchise and at least reveal a bit of where they are headed after this year.
Well, I think the concerns, if you're Phoenix, is Shaq coming back next year, another year older, Steve Nash another year older. We won't know the status of a Grant Hill for next year, who the Suns really missed in this series after he gave them 70 very good games this year. So as Steve Kerr and Robert Sarver and Mike D'Antoni and this team get together, looking down the road to next year, they're going to be a year older, and there's some young teams in the West who are looking to get better. So it's going to be an interesting time for the Phoenix Suns in the offseason.
Jiricek will inbound, finding Diaw, over Bowen with a 3, and that's it. Phoenix has been eliminated. San Antonio has closed out the series. The game was tied at 85 with 2 minutes left, and San Antonio closes it out on a 7-2 run. It'll be the Spurs and the New Orleans Hornets. Our game tonight produced by Scott Cockrell, directed by Lonnie Dale. Special thanks to Chuck Sorelli, Gary Erickson, Russ Lathrop, Brian Nair, Matt Cunningham, Bob Basile.
Kevin, you look at one statistic. Spurs is at 24 for 30 from the foul line.
It is.
Phoenix Suns 20 for 37.
And Doug,
17 missed free throws.
Phoenix with 7 fourth-quarter turnovers and 5 of 15 from the field. That was their undoing. Let's go to David Aldridge.
Tony, Manu Ginobili didn't have his best game, but you were determined to be much more aggressive tonight.
Definitely. Just the whole series, I was trying to be aggressive and try to get to the basket, make some stuff happen. And Manu didn't have his best game, but he made some big free throws. And that's what we love about Manu. You know, he plays hard, he brings energy, he plays great defense.
What was the key to you guys in the fourth quarter with all of those turnovers that Phoenix
We were struggling. We had a very bad third quarter. It was up 9, and we lost that lead. And we just told ourselves, give everything. We treated it like a game 7. In the fourth quarter, we played just great basketball, just stay in the game and keep fighting.
How important was it for this team to finish this tonight with Chris Paul, your buddy, sitting at home?
I know he's waiting. It's great. We need some rest. We got a lot of old guys in my team, so we're going to definitely need that rest. And now it's New Orleans, and they're very, very good. So I can't wait. It's going to be a great challenge for me to play against Chris Paul.
Okay, you wanted to say something?
Yes, bisouing, mon amour, bisouing.
Boy, that really sounds good, Kevin.
Tony Parker had 31 points tonight. In Game 3, he had 41 points. Him in the lane, the big difference for San Antonio. Phoenix falling apart at the seams down the stretch. Doug, we'll see you in Philadelphia in a couple nights.
Absolutely. I'm headed to the Dodge. It's going to take me 2 days to get there, though.
You're going by yourself. For Doug Collins and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan saying good night from Texas. We're going to send you right now to our TNT studios and Ernie Johnson.